What is going on, guys? It is Tyler here with the Queelan Farmstead, and today I'm going to be showing you how to take some plants that I got on sale at my local nursery because I can never help myself. I went to go get some shavings for my new chicks and saw these guys that were only $5 each. I figured I couldn't help it. They're 3 different blueberry varieties that I don't have yet. One of them is an early season and 2 of them are mid-season fruit, which means they ripen at different times in the seasons. So I'm trying to expand my harvest for my berries and different perennials and everything as well. The reason these were on sale is because they need a little bit of love. Some of the branches have been snapped, they're really overcrowded, and this one just has random shoots. It looks like the people that trimmed it may or may not have really known what they were doing, but that's okay. I like finding deals like this because we can actually take this one plant with this shoot coming all the way out here, and we can take 6 to 12 new cuttings from this. This is a super simple process and you don't need a lot of things to accomplish this. And even if you don't have a greenhouse, I'll show you how to take one, just a clear tote or a container, and even a milk jug or saran wrap, anything of those kinds, you can make a temporary greenhouse. But I'm going to show you, just like we were trimming our blueberries earlier of all the dead stuff, we're going to take this and cut it back to the bottom, and then set it aside. And then we're going to look at, because there's, you know, some dead branches on this as well, so we'll go ahead and trim this up of all this dead debris while we're here. Alright, now that we have all of our green new growth and branches that we're going to be taking our cuttings from, I'm going to show you how to pot them up into just the sand. We're not going to use any root hormone, any amendments, anything like that, just plain sand for this process. So we're just going to take just some regular potting containers. You can use a bucket, you can use anything that has some drainage holes in the bottom. And we're gonna fill it with our sand. And then the ideal cuttings is this new succulent growth. So you'll notice if you start towards the top, it's really kind of flimsy. And as you get towards the base, it gets kind of thick and more woody. But it'll all take cuttings. So you want to cut at about a 45-degree angle, and you can notice there's different nodes. You want to cut right beneath a node at a 45-degree angle, and then we're just going to stick them in the sand. And it's as easy as that. Now once you have all your cuttings taken, you're going to go ahead and put them underneath your tote or your clear container. You can even take a metal wire hanger and take it apart, make a frame, and wrap it in saran wrap. There'll be a future video on that to come. It's going to take a few months for them to start forming roots, but once they do, let me show you what it looks like. So these ones I actually started last year when I purchased my blueberries. And you got to be really careful when pulling them out, but you can see these have nice roots forming. Set that. That's good. You want to be really careful pulling these out. See, this one just has a tiny one, but it is starting to bud, so we'll go ahead and put that one back. This one, you can feel it. This one's doing the same thing. So you see it's budding out, and it's got all these little new shoots. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that one back as well. And this one I can feel resistance. We'll see how she looks. Oh yeah. Look at that root structure. So we'll go ahead and we'll take these two and we're gonna plant them out. And we're gonna leave these other two. To go ahead and root just a little bit longer. So for these two, because as you can see, this one has a really good root structure. And this one is starting to get a really good root structure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix a little bit of potting soil into some new pots instead of sand so that we can start getting these guys some nutrients. And we're still gonna keep them in the greenhouse, the little makeshift greenhouse that we have here with the others, but we are gonna individually pot them because we do not want these roots to tangle with each other, and we wanna start feeding them some sort of nutrition, as this sand doesn't have any nutrition whatsoever. And I just have some organic potting soil that I got at my local feed store that I'm going to be using to pot these up. And then we're going to be watering these in really good. It's going to take a minute, especially with new potting soil. It's going to take a minute to hydrate it. That looks good. So we're just going to make ample hole. Carefully put our roots down in there. Then we're going to pack it in nice and firmly, not too tight, but we definitely want to make sure she's packed in nice. And we're going to do the same thing with this little guy. There we go. And we're actually going to pack in a little bit more with this medium just on the top. And then we're going to this tray, and we're going to set these inside here and let it wick water up from the bottom. We're just going to fill this up. And then we're going to let just these pots take up the moisture that they need until the top of the soil that we just put in is ample damp. Alright, so now that the water has pretty much wicked its way all the way to the top, we're going to go ahead and put them over in our little makeshift greenhouse. Alright guys, that is it for today. Went ahead, we got a bunch of our blueberry cuttings done. We up potted two that had the root structure that we are looking for. And hopefully you guys learned something. If you were liking what you were seeing, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. And if you want to see future videos that are to come about propagating different fruit trees, growing a farm, and starting your own homestead, and just daily ins and outs of running a homestead, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, ring those notification bells, and I will see you guys in the next one.